Kailey, it's interesting there to hear that take, which is this was a tactical strike, not a strategic escalation. But Biden makes it clear he's ready to do more.
Well, the U.S. and its allies for weeks, Manis, have been warning of consequences if the Houthis were to continue their attacks on shipping in the Red Sea, which they have. So now we have gotten a taste of what those consequences actually look like. As you say, 70 airstrikes conducted by the U.S. and U.K. on really infrastructure targets within Yemen, trying to impair the Houthis' ability to continue to conduct these attacks. The U.S. military says it was 16 sites in total that were hit, including airports, radar installations, and storage and launch facilities for drones and missiles. So again, going after the infrastructure here, and according to the Houthis, killing 5 fighters in the process. It really, though, is going to become a question of what happens next. We already have heard from the Houthis, as you mentioned. They have said a response is imminent after the leader of the Houthis just yesterday warned of a big response if the U.S. were to hit it militarily, proceed with military action. It said it will confront the American aggression, and any American attack won't go unpunished. They are unpunished. They are also vowing to continue the attacks on commercial vessels and saying that the U.S. and U.K. interests are now legitimate targets. There's also other considerations here. Of course, the Houthis are backed by Iran. Could this draw Iran more directly into conflict with the U.S. is a question this morning, as Iran has condemned these airstrikes. Russia has as well. And Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan says that the U.S. and U.K. acted disproportionately here and could turn the Red Sea into a sea of blood. That has always been the concern, man, is that actual offensive action could escalate this conflict in the Middle East. And I guess we may be about to find out the extent to which that is true.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it's reflected in oil prices to a degree this morning. Kelly, thank you very much. Will Kennedy, let me bring it to you. I mean, for the first time in a while, we've seen a bid return to the oil market. It's a debate as to what level of war premium is. Standard Chartered say it's $10. Rapidan say it's $12 from when I spoke to Bob last week. What would you say to the price action this morning? The Saudis are uncomfortable with this level of escalation as well.
Yep, I think you've seen probably the biggest reaction to events in the Middle East that we've seen this year, and obviously making high for the years earlier this morning. And I think that reflects the real risk of escalation from here, as Kailey alluded to. I think there are 2 risks. Firstly, it is Houthi retaliation and them attacking a much broader range of shipping. So far, the action has been against mostly container shipping, and we've seen that have an impact on global trade. Tesla's impact was mentioned earlier. But if they start hitting oil tankers, that can have a material effect on trade. And secondly, what do ship owners do in response? We've already seen one of the world's bigger tanker owner, a Danish company called Torm, saying that they will avoid the region. We've seen several other tankers change course in the next few hours. So if, on top of the container industry, the tanker industry starts to avoid the area, that will mean that freight rates are higher, that oil takes longer to get to market, and it will put some upward pressure on prices. And then, of course, the final risk is that this escalates further, starts to draw in regions nearer the Straits of Hormuz, the Persian Gulf, and ultimately the big risk would be any interruption to flows out of the Persian Gulf.